I can't find the right shirt to wear. Yeah, you made a confession. Seen a lot of good loving.
Welcome to the 2021 Nissan Sentra. I'm Jay, this is Lina.
Hi.
And we'll start off by talking about the outside. Now, yes, it's a carryover model. However, I think it's great. I didn't think there was any problems with it in 2020. And the redesign looks
amazing.
Absolutely. What do you like specifically about the outside?
The V-Motion grille.
Yeah.
And this one specifically, it's like the dark chrome V-Motion grille. It's beautiful. It's very sleek and stylish, and it definitely gives the Sentra a sporty aspect.
Love that Nissan Canada, thank you, Jen McCarthy, spec this with beautiful gloss black 5-spoke rims. It just looks so clean and classic, but it gives it a nice modern and very fluid look. LEDs up front, which is great. Halogen turn signals, not the end of the world. I would have liked to see it, have seen it, but it's a mid $20,000 car. You can't have everything, but your day runners are LEDs, your headlights are LEDs, your fog lights are LEDs. Electric blue is a new exclusive color this year. It's nice. I'm more of a fan of darker colors on my cars, so if this was like, I don't know, let's say like a royal blue or more for deep blue, I think it would have a little more visual appeal.
Now, the main difference in this one isn't just the color. The color was available on last year's. The big difference is this one on the SR with the black roof, which makes it kind of like the floating roof.
That looks super nice.
That's what's so different about this year's, and it's phenomenal. It stands out. You will never lose it in a parking lot. That's
So let's talk about the driving aspects.
Yes.
Specifically, the fact I will lead you into this, and then you take it and run with it.
Absolutely.
It's a top trim vehicle.
Yes.
And it's manual.
Oh
it
my
is
God, yes.
nearly unheard of in the in the modern automotive world.
Yeah.
I think the number of manual transmissions sold are in the single digits. Low single digits. So you've driving this for a bit, 6-speed manual. What do you think?
I am having so much fun with it. I am so joining you on that trend of save the manuals. It's something so satisfying knowing that you can get all the luxury features that you want, but you can also get the thing that makes it so much fun, which is having a manual transmission. Like how many times do you get into a manual car and you think, I wish I had a heated seat?
Well, exactly. For a car in the mid-20s, and it's got the entire suite of safety systems from Nissan. So again, that's a great move. And it's got a sunroof, and it's got your LED headlights, and it's got a heated steering wheel, and it's got heated seats up front. It's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Regarding the actual driving, I'm a fan of how this drives. I feel like for a manual car, it actually drives pretty smooth. It picks up very quickly.
Yep. Would you like more horsepower?
Absolutely. That's my downside. I wish it had more.
Hopefully, and this is complete speculation from our behalf, maybe there'll be a Nismo version that comes out, right?
Yeah.
And so when the Juke was around, they eventually came out with the Nismo Juke, which had a ton of power. It was a lot of fun to drive. So maybe they're testing the waters here by putting out a top trim SR with a manual transmission, and just seeing what the uptake is from a consumer behavior point of view. How do you find the actual gear shifts kind of going first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth?
It's a lot more forgiving.
Yes.
I will say it's a lot more forgiving. I'm used to driving a little bit older cars and having a 2021 be push to start.
Right.
And if you do, God forbid, stall, it restarts it for you so quickly, and there's no wait time. There's no that panic of, oh my God, there's somebody behind me. And the gears shift very smoothly. I'm not forcing them in. I really enjoy this.
Anything else, or shall we do a switch?
Let's do a switch. Just fella touch,
Yeah, you fell a touch. I had to crumple myself in.
I'm short.
There I am.
Now that I'm up and close and personal with you guys, let me take a moment to say, if you like having me here, leave a thumbs up. If you like being here, subscribe. And if you want to be a nice Canadian like us too, leave us a lovely comment. We really appreciate it.
Or leave a bad, just something.
Constructive criticism is always welcome.
So we just did the little switch around, and I fell into your seat.
And I crumpled myself into yours.
So how do you feel actually driving this?
I like it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you exactly why. Because I'm a fan of sedans. The car that I actually own, it's a coupe from the mid-2000s, and I like having a lower center of gravity. I like feeling closer to the road. Just for me, it creates more of an engaged driving feel. And to add to that, being able to roll your own gears, to me, it's the perfect combination.
It's that sense of control.
It is. And do I have control issues? No, I don't. That camera says no. That camera says no. But as far, I love driving. But as far as what I like in a vehicle, I like being lower. Like, not like the kids you see at Tim Hortons with like an inch of ground clearance, but I like having a lower seated vehicle, and I like manual transmissions. That's what I started on. That's what I grew up on, and I just feel more connected, and it's more of an enjoyable ride.
Yeah.
And it's completely different from an SUV, CUV crossover, and those are more function first vehicles.
Absolutely.
But as far as the drive goes, I think it's a very impressive drive, considering the price point and class of the vehicle. It's mid 20,000s with this specific SR with manual transmission and all the safety features and all the amenities. Gear shifts, just like you were saying, very smooth, very crisp. Yeah, I'd like a little more power, but if this is just my daily driver, it still gets me on the highway with no issues. It can get me out of a collision situation without any issues.
Yeah.
Great sight lines out of the windshield, the rear window, and the side windows are a nice fair size.
Big thing that when I said I fell in, I wish all cars across the board did this. If your seats are not powered, please give the passenger the option to sit a little bit higher. Please.
So, like, I can give you a phone book. Now, I know you may not know what one of those are.
That's how I like to drive. I was too short when I was learning to drive, and I had to do that, and I'd like to not do that in a 2021. That's my big thing. However, nowadays when we're not driving as much, and nowadays when we're not driving with people as much, being the only person in the car, you're not going to notice this as much. And the seat itself is very comfortable.
It is, and it's got a nice accent piece of orange, and there's a orange stripe just beneath the headrest, and I think there is some orange stitching on the seat. I know there's orange stitching just as a nice highlight across the dash.
Yeah.
Very minimal, but definitely adds a nice flair to it. Thinking back a few minutes when you were in the driver's seat, because that is the most important seat.
Absolutely.
Perks, Quirks, or Irks. I forgot my own brand. Jeez. Anyways, back to you.
With my size, I'm, for reference, 5'3". I'm fairly small. I find that a power seat is always more comfortable and easier for me to adjust.
For the interior, what I like is the touchscreen, because it is a good balance of dials and hard touch buttons, as well as the actual touchscreen itself. Not much lag at all. There shouldn't be. It's 2021. So Nissan has done a good job there. The 3 air vents, which are really, really sporty, they're circular, as opposed to the traditional just 2 big rectangles. HVAC for me, it's something I don't want to think about. I just want to be able to put my hand down
and know what you're doing, right?
Exactly. And there's minimal buttons, and with my eyes directly on the camera and on the road, you can see me not looking down. I know exactly where my heated seats are and the heated steering wheel are. They're in a nice row right at the upper portion of the HVAC system. Heated steering wheel, bonus points here because the entire wheel is heated.
Yes,
I'm not going to name names.
I
like all vehicles. I'm not going to take shots, but some of them don't have the entire wheel heated.
We did the exterior, the drive, the interior, safety. Nissan is known for safety.
Especially lately. They're on fire, and I will say it until there is no air left in my lungs. The more standard safety, the better it is for everybody. It's better for me, for you, other drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. Standard safety. Mm-hmm. We are in the SR. All the safety features that I'm about to run out of breath saying are also on the base, which is the S model, which also comes in a manual transmission.
I bet you can't say it in one breath.
I probably can't. There's way too much, but let me try. Okay. Pedestrian detection camera with forward emergency braking, rear emergency braking, blind spot warning, hill start assist, high beam assist, blind spot warning, haptic steering wheel with the line departure.
Line departure. We'll call it, for Lina and myself, we don't need big, massive SUVs. And for me specifically, I just need something small and with a manual transmission. I don't need cargo space. I don't have anyone to cart around. I don't have, a large dog, or I don't have a cottage. I don't need to move stuff. What I do need to move is an amp, a drum set, and a guitar, and all of that will fit in the Sentra
No
without any
problem.
problems
Their
at all.
trunk is huge.
Yep. And we'll put the cargo figures on the screen now.
In between us.
Any final thoughts on the 2021 Nissan Sentra SR with the manual transmission?
Fan. I'm a huge fan. I will say, like I mentioned before, I wish it had more horsepower. I'm a bigger fan of SUVs just for my lifestyle. It's what suits better. If I didn't need an SUV and I wanted to stick with Nissan, this is what I'd go with. Hands down. I think the Versa is just a touch too small, but it's perfect if you are living in the city. We live in slightly more of a suburby area, so we have a little bit more space. I love this car. I love what they did with the layout right here.
My final thoughts are as follows. Nissan's Sentra is in, to me, one of the most challenging segments that's not an SUV, because they're up against the Corolla. And everybody has been in a Corolla, everybody has seen a Corolla, or been a passenger in a Corolla. The same thing with the Civic. Perennial leaders. I think Civic's been Canada's best-selling car for, I think, at least over 20 years. So when you're up against those two powerhouses, Nissan has shown that they've taken the Sentra very seriously, and it's not just a throwaway car for the sake of being able to say, yeah, we have a subcompact sedan in our lineup. Compact sedan in our lineup. Another bonus for me is that the Civic offers manual transmission, and the Corolla offers manual transmissions, and the Mazda 3, it's not in the same class anymore. Mazda's gone upscale, but it's still a non-luxury brand, and they offer manual transmission. So to me, good move by Nissan to actually offer a manual transmission in the Sentra. Will people buy it? I don't think that there'll be enough buyers, personally speaking, but the fact that it's available works for me just fine.
It caters to a wider market. You're not putting yourself in a box of just give me automatic. You are showing the people that do prefer to drive manual. I got you.
And it might, I don't know if it'll spur an entire new generation of manual drivers, but again, with what's old being new and consumer behavior happening in cycles and different generations from our parents, you never know. We might find someone or a segment of the market that do want the manual transmission in a newer modern car.
I will say this as one of my final wrap-ups.
Okay.
I have two older brothers.
How many wrap-ups are you gonna have?
A lot. I like to talk. I have two older brothers, and both of them have said this to me. A manual transmission is the best safety system you could ever get for your car. They are not wrong.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think it's gonna wrap it up. Any more wrap-ups from you? Or are you...
How rude. No, I think I'm all good. I will say I don't know which camera to look at.
We'll look at the main one. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you've got any questions on the vehicle, let us know and we'll get you answers as soon as possible. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and we will see you in the next review.